tonight. This is what family looks like. Am I right? Y'all, you ready to take back House District 47? Seriously, I couldn't ask for a more incredible kickoff. This is beautiful. I've been joking. This is a wedding, and I almost feel like I literally am in this moment that is just so critical to my personal future, but really the future of this great state. And I first just want to thank Orange County Mayor Linda Chapin, the first woman chairwoman to be in this county. Thank you for sharing this stage. Thank you to Florida State House Representative Amy Mercado. Amy, I look forward to serving in the legislature with you, to pushing for the issues that we care so deeply about. And of course, thank you to Shug for kicking off this journey with amazing grace. I can't think of a better way to start this journey. Y'all, it's been a tough week. Am I right? Yeah. And tough comes from struggle. And today a whole lot of people are struggling. But I say often that I am the sum of those around me. And when I look at this room and I see who's here to celebrate not just this moment, but this movement, I think to myself and I say, damn, aren't I lucky? So many of us have experienced struggle, and here in Orlando, we are home to a community that knows how to find power in our pain. And my life has been no different. And so for me today, I stand before you as an Orlando native and a daughter of immigrants, a daughter of a working class family who has worked relentlessly her entire life to protect all Floridians through effective advocacy, bold leadership, and strategic management. Yes. Growing up in Orlando, attending Orange County Public Schools K through 12, and graduating from UCF not once, but twice. Go Knights! Those experiences means that I understand our region's growth, changes, challenges, and potential. And as a community organizer, I have a proven track record in building consensus while fighting for the progressive values that impact each one of us every single day. And as an experienced nonprofit professional who works at Planned Parenthood, I will tell you that A, I don't take shit ever, but B, I know what it is to build and lead teams in hostile environments. I know how to create and execute strict budgets. And perhaps most importantly, I have a deep understanding of how we can work across differences to find common ground in peaceful ways. You know, my parents both came to this country from Iran in search of something greater. My dad worked as a waiter. He actually went to UCF himself and raising 3 kids. He would soon work at Florida Space Coast as an engineer. He'd worked there for about 10 years, and we still struggled to make ends meet that he actually worked at Walt Disney World on the weekends. And that's not an Orlando story, I don't know what is. Right, who works at Disney at some point in their life, yeah. But to that point, he was a customer service rep there, and so he would work long weekdays in Brevard and long weekends at Disney. My mom had an accounting degree from Iran she could not use, and she actually first worked at minimum wage jobs like McDonald's, and soon was at Kmart. And she was actually a department manager at Kmart, and my sister and my brother would spend hours, along with myself, helping her fold clothes so that she would have some company during those long nights. In 2000, my mom got sick, and after fighting a 4-year battle with cancer, she passed away. I was 13 years old, and that loss, coupled with the struggles that my family faced, inspires me each day to work for those in our community who aspire for so much and yet have so little. We deserve better. We deserve a tough, authentic, and unapologetic representative who work hard to deliver results and get things done for the great people in District 47 and for Floridians across our great state. Y'all, I have always been ruled by my passions, and my passion is people. And there are so many issues that I care deeply about, and I know that each one of you care deeply about them too, and I know that because I listen. So here's what I've heard in my 27 years doing this work, y'all. I know that infrastructure is critically important. It's critically important that we have public transportation and private forms of transportation that can help our ideas travel just as fast as people do. And we also, yes, yeah, seriously, man, who drove here? We need some public transportation in this community. Also, along with reliable capital, so established businesses can grow and new businesses can launch. High quality education must be the norm, not the exception. Ensuring that parents have options to their education is critically important, and I refuse to leave behind parents who choose public school for their children like my parents did for me. I also understand deeply the connection of higher education and certification programs securing a strong and diverse economy. We have UCF in the house, we also have Valencia in the house, we have so many different educational institutions, and we must make sure they are well funded and well supported if we're going to see economic development like the way we need it. To that point, we must increase the minimum wage. And support a union's right to collectively bargain. And of course, and this should come as no surprise for my women in the room, equal work for equal pay. Like my sister says, we do no harm, but we take no shit. And we take in too much shit these days. Affordable housing is critically important. We have folks that are working full-time jobs and still live in poverty. That's unacceptable. We must work alongside government, business, faith communities, and nonprofits to reduce homelessness. How about the environment? I support a full ban on fracking in Florida. And will protect our waterways and springs, and policies that are not reactive to pollution. How about proactive to reducing pollution? I don't want to clean the spill. I want to prevent the spill from even happening. I stand with the City of Orlando's recent resolution to use clean and renewable energy by 2015. This is the sunshine state. If any state can do it, it's us. So healthcare is a subject that I think everyone knows you can trust me in. We will, thanks Ida, we will fight to ensure full access to affordable, high-quality healthcare. An increase in financial support for mental health services, drug rehabilitation programs, and services with people who have disabilities. The opioid crisis impacts all of us, and though public safety is an important component to reducing the use of such prescription drugs, I would also add that no problem has been solved through mass incarceration. We must face this issue directly. This is a public health crisis. In the same world of healthcare, I unequivocally support safe and legal access to abortion. And I say that as a Democrat, as a woman. We will support every person in their personal medical decisions, no matter if that is to end a pregnancy, raise a child, or choose adoption. Every woman deserves to make these decisions with herself, her doctor, with her family and her faith. No politician. And if we were serious about reducing the rate of abortion, we would also support access to comprehensive sexual health education. And y'all know I will sponsor that bill in a heartbeat. Reproductive care does not just mean prevention. It also means prenatal care. It means postnatal care. It means menopausal care. We need to support women all parts of their lives and also focus on a reduction in intimate partner violence to make sure that every person is safe in our streets and behind closed doors. Florida is home to multiple generations of people. And baby boomers today are often the caretakers of children and of seniors. As a caretaker myself for my mom when she was sick, I know the importance of these responsibilities, and I understand how hard they can be too. And so I promise to you that I will fight for all generations. I will fight for your whole family. Pulse nightclub sits in our district. And there's rainbows around the floor arrangements for a reason. We continue to grow from that experience, and we continue to mourn. And I will tell you that public safety is a major concern of mine and shows the equality of LGBTQ people. Woo! Day one in Tallahassee, I will join my colleagues in supporting the Competitive Workforce Act to make sure that we ban discrimination for those who identify as LGBTQ. It doesn't matter to me who you love, who you worship, the color of your skin, your income level, your gender identity, your sexual orientation. It should not matter. You should feel free to love who you want and go to work the next day and still have a job.
Love you, Anna.
I love you back. And how about gun safety? Y'all, we gotta close that gun show loophole. And we must require background checks for those who are purchasing a firearm. And I want to ensure that our public safety officers who are keeping us safe today are not only well paid, but also well trained. And the final issue that I want to hit on is home rule. Yeah. Y'all, I support home rule for our cities and counties. It seems like common sense. And yet, conservative legislators who often preach a notion of small government just love these big government policies. And so if you truly believe in small government, you'll restore home rule. You'll pull back preemption. If you support small government policies, then prove it. These issues are non-negotiables for me, but they should also be nonpartisan for us. And if I can just take a moment to speak to my Republican friends in the House, there might be one of you. But believe it or not, I do have many Republican friends and colleagues, and I've had the honor to work with some legislature through my efforts at Planned Parenthood. And if you're not here in the room tonight, you're definitely watching online and maybe biting your nails a little bit. And so, to that point, I want to speak to you directly because we might not always agree on everything, but that's okay. Because you will still find a trusted listener and advocate with me. And I look forward to restoring back a sense of civility in our government. It was actually a Republican who once told me that government does not work when there's just one party in control. They know it themselves. I mean, you look at them today, they're kind of a hot mess too. And so to that point, when you have one government in power, what is the incentive to compromise? There is none, right? Oftentimes there's not even an incentive to listen to your constituents, let alone ask for their feedback. And I'll tell you, this campaign is not just about ensuring that all families and businesses have an opportunity to succeed. It's also about restoring trust in government, about bringing that dialogue back to government, and making sure that all people are part of that conversation. I want to share a quick story. This past weekend, I was at the Starbucks in Winter Park Village working, which is pretty typical of me. Always working. And so I ended up striking up a conversation with two Trump voters. Yeah, this is gonna get great. Their names were Scott and Jim. And I spoke to Scott and Jim for about 2 hours. And thank you. Thank you. Trust me, it was worth every second. You know, I listened, I took notes, I was trying to process, where these folks are coming from and what pushes them to be who they are. And like I said, we talked for about 2 hours, and what I learned from both Scott and Jim is that we disagree on a few key philosophies. They care deeply about people, and they want what's best for people from their perspective. And Scott actually told me something that I will never forget. Scott said, "It is not our job to make life easier for others. It is our job to make it better." So it is not our job to make life easier for others. It is our job to make it better. And I actually couldn't agree more, because I know that Floridians can work hard. Shit, we've been working hard our entire lives. And tonight, with this campaign, with this movement, we're not asking for it to be easier. We're not asking for a lighter load. We're asking for broader shoulders. And we'll fight for those broader shoulders. So let tonight not just be a reception, but a reflection of our resilience and of our resistance. An act of defiance in the face of dangerous policies, disingenuous politicians, and painful violence. This is our message to the world, and let it be loud and clear. Now is our time. Here's to our collective power. Here's the great state of Florida, the great people of House District 47, to the folks in the space who I have had the honor of working aside for years and decades, who I know you'll be with us in 2018 and beyond. Here is to our victory. Thank you for being here. It is an honor to be in your company. We will win in 2018 for the working people, the middle class people, for hardworking families, for the LGBTQ community, for our business leaders, for our students, our teachers, our parents. We are here for people with disabilities. We're here for those who are fighting each day to reach their fullest potential. And with that said, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our last speaker of the night, and someone very special in my world. That was a hint, right? It is my pleasure to introduce to you, honestly, someone who needs no introduction. She was kind of reintroduced, so I guess we gave it away. But a warrior in her own right, and the creator of the Pulse GoFundMe campaign that raised over $9 million for Pulse victims and their families. My twin sister, and a partner in this work, Ida V. Eskamani.